Hey, yo, this is your boy Post. You're now tuned in to hoodactionnews.com. Got a couple stories for you I want to talk about. I do want your input, so jump in the chat and let's talk about these things that are going on in the news. So we got a couple things today. We got more than a couple things. Like I always say, what ain't happening? So what ain't happening in the news? So let's jump right into it. So yesterday there was a shooting at Target in Austin, Texas. Now, these are the details. This video I want to show has got a little bit more information on the shooting in Austin, Texas. So let's check out what actually happened in detail, and more importantly, who actually did the crime is why I'm playing this video. So who did the crime and who's going to do the time?
Same floral Hawaiian shirt and all of these
I can answer
scenes.
a little bit of this too, Nate.
Sure.
I think it's also important to recognize as these events were unfolding, people were calling 911. We also had our air support in the air who was able to find the car and follow the car at that point.
Was any flock safety cameras used at all?
We no longer have flock safety cameras.
Gotcha.
Let's go to Angela and then we'll go to the camera over here. Did the suspect, give any reason as to why he did this, what his motive may have been?
He said that he was Jesus, and there was really no reason whatsoever given. It was a completely random choosing of the victims.
Oh my God, yo. Hold up. Yo, did you hear it? Listen, now I know 100% that the person that did this is deranged, but I didn't know my man said he was Jesus. I'm finding out this in real time right now. So we're all finding out this in real time that my man on the screen said that he was Jesus. And I'm gonna rewind that back. That's crazy. Now you know the dude was crazy, but not saying you're Jesus.
Scenes, he was wearing the same floral Hawaiian shirt and all of these
I can answer a
scenes.
little bit of this too, Nate.
Sure.
I think it's also important to recognize as these events were unfolding, people were calling 911. We also had our air support in the air who was able to find the car and follow the car at that point.
Was any flock
Not
safety
Jesus,
cameras used
though.
at all?
We no longer have flock safety cameras.
Gotcha.
Let's go to Angela and then we'll go to the camera over here. Did the suspect, give any reason as to why he did this, what his motive may have been?
He said that he was Jesus, and there was really no reason whatsoever given. It was a completely random choosing of the victims.
Gosh, so I guess going off of that, was the basis that the department says the suspect has a history of mental illness? I know that's a phrase that was used yesterday, that he has a history of mental illness.
Yo, let me ask you a question, right? You know the question I'm going to ask you. So if you're tuning in now, you know the question I'm going to ask you. You run up in Target telling people you're Jesus and you shoot 2 people. Why the hell is my man still alive? You know the answer to the question, but why the hell is my man? Listen. Let a black dude, you know what I'm about to say. You know what's coming. Let a black dude go up in Target telling you he's Jesus. They might shoot you just for that, right? You go up in Target saying you Jesus. You know what I'm saying? What up, Steve? What up, my man? So you go up in Target saying that you're Jesus. You know that you're going to get shot if you're a black dude. My man, hey Clark, my man went up in Target saying he was Jesus. That's crazy. So let's see what else they saying. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm kind of in disbelief my damn self. But let's go back a little bit.
We're sure that it was the same person. There were no other shots fired after the initial Target incident, as far as we know. But from there, we were able to find surveillance video at multiple scenes. He was wearing the same floral Hawaiian shirt at all of these
I can answer a
scenes.
little bit of this too, Nate.
Sure.
I think it's also important to recognize as these events were unfolding, people were calling 911. We also had our air support in the air who was able to find the car and follow the car at that point.
Was any flock safety cameras used at all?
We no longer have flock safety cameras.
Gotcha.
Let's go to Angela and then we'll go to the camera over here. Did the suspect, give any reason as to why he did this, what his motive may have been?
He said that he was Jesus, and there was really
Yo,
no
the-
reason whatsoever
way my
given.
man
It
said
was
it
a
is
completely
crazy.
random choosing of the victims.
Gosh, so I guess
Yo, the way he said it is so crazy, yo. He said that he was Jesus.
Was any flock safety cameras used at all?
We no longer have flock safety cameras.
Gotcha.
Let's go to Angela and then we'll go to the camera over here. Did the suspect, give any reason as to why he did this, what his motive may have been?
He said that he was Jesus, and there was really no reason whatsoever given. It was a completely random choosing of the victims.
gosh, so I guess going off of that, I guess sounds
The devil.
what is the basis that the department says the suspect has a history of mental illness? I know that's a phrase that was used yesterday, that he has a history of mental illness.
Yo, if you say that you're Jesus and then do a crime like this, it's safe to say you might be the devil himself or agent of the devil, right?
What was kind of the thing that that was based on that? And if you could tell us more about that history.
I think looking at his record and APD's involvement with him, I don't want to get into specifics at this point because we are talking about medical. But again, I can say that as far as the victims he chose, those were
Yo, if I was in there, I would be like, why the fuck is he still alive? That's what I would ask.
random, but this man had some serious issues. And I think about the systems that failed. In a way, as we move forward, we're looking at this background. And again, this is going to be things that are going to be coming up in the months and the
So that's why you didn't kill his ass?
years ahead. There were some serious failures here on behalf of, many when you're looking at potentially some mental illness there.
Over to Eva and then up here.
I just wondering if there were any recent welfare checks, and also I had heard Senator Eckhart say today that he was found naked and holding a Bible, and wondered if you could comment on that.
That is when officers approached him, and he was tased at that point and taken into custody.
And then any recent welfare checks?
So my man was butt naked with so if you missed it, my man was butt naked with holding a Bible when they found him. So he was butt naked holding the Bible when they found him. Killed everybody and told them he was Jesus.
Don't recall any that I saw.
Here and then Adrian.
Can you confirm if he was employed before this incident and if there was anybody that was concerned about his behavior prior to this? I talked to somebody that knew him that said that he was acting kind of out
Yo, I hate to say it. My man looks like a young Charlie Sheen.
of the normal before this.
Nathan, did you want to answer that? Nothing.
Now, the people are very scared of these type of incidents. What are doing for preventing these type of things when the people are going crazy with a gun?
Well, I think, you have to look at this, and we've got someone with some serious mental health issues, and where are we able to take them? What help are they getting when you're dealing with someone with these issues? Where does someone with this capacity to do this get a weapon? And when does a family member feel comfortable giving someone with these issues a weapon?
Go to Mario and then we'll head back over to you.
With the criminal history that he has, a lot of people are asking how was he wandering in the street, like how he wasn't part of the criminal justice, why was he free?
Yeah, I think looking at his record, I don't think we had any incidents with him. I think 2024 was the last contact we had, and that was him calling for some found property that he was turning over to us. I have not had an opportunity, and I don't know that Nathan has from Homicide, an opportunity to delve into his history here and what each case, where that developed from.
Over here and then we'll go back.
Yeah, you guys said, when you found him, it was a family member's gun. Did you guys end up recovering that weapon? Do you have any other details on that weapon specifically?
We do, yes. So I'd mentioned he had crashed out that gray 4Runner, and it was recovered in that vehicle before he switched and then proceeded to assault other people without a gun.
Do you know how many shots were fired?
I don't, that's unknown at this time. We're still collecting all the information, but it's believed the only shots fired were at the target.
And piggybacking on that, could the family face any charges for allowing this weapon to get into his hands? Or I don't know all the details of it, but what could we see there?
Sure, unknown. We still have to investigate that.
We're here in the red a minute here.
Yeah, sorry. That was going to be my question, is whether or not the family member would be held accountable or if there will be any accountability for the person who gave him that gun.
Sure, like I said, we still have to look into it.
And on the history of mental health, are you guys aware of a specific diagnosis that he has received over time? And
See, yo, when they don't, you notice, yo, this is very noticeable, especially with me actually doing these news reports, hoodactionnews.com, right? It's so noticeable in these cases that they're trying to give the judge an excuse before any evidence comes out. They're trying to say insanity, mental health issues, right? Not saying if this dude were black that he should fry any less, right? Because I think, if this is a black dude, you definitely should fry. You know what I mean? But it's funny, the excuses that no trial happened. They're just doing a press conference. The cop, this guy right here, they're trying to bring up mental health. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to give this dude an alibi in court. You know what I mean? They're trying to make an excuse already. He killed 2 people. You know what I mean?
at any point did he receive treatment? Was he ever put somewhere for treatment? Any more light on that? Because you said, Chief, you mentioned that the system failed. I'm just trying to get a better understanding of what part of the system actually failed.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about the past incidents that we.
Watch how she tried to cover this shit up, because she just did it a couple seconds ago.
We had with him on mental health runs, and where is the follow-up there? And for someone to have the capacity to take the life of 3 innocent people and a 4-year-old child. As we move forward and are looking more into this, it will be interesting to kind of peel that back and see where those failures took place.
So is there a specific diagnosis?
There is not that I'm aware of, no.
We'll go to Kelsey, then in the green.
See how they trying to find a diagnosis? He already killed 3 people. Who cares about the diagnosis, yo? Like literally, if I'm like the family of the victims, I don't give a damn about the diagnosis. He should fry in jail, right? Am I off?
What kind of gun did you him?
What gun?
I don't remember the exact type. It was a handgun pistol.
Status of the people who were carjacked, like injured or their cars. What can you tell us about that?
Assault with injury. So, like the driver of the water truck was assaulted. He's okay. It was relatively minor injury. That obviously trauma. Like someone jumps in your vehicle. I think there's probably going to be more lasting injury from that.
And the Volkswagen?
Same thing. Assaulted physically, but and thrown from the vehicle as well.
Take a few more. Let's go to Eva. Then do you have a question in the back here? And then we'll go back over here.
There was recently a bill passed through the legislature.
So look what my man Steve said. He said they're going to treat him. They're going to treat him to a fast food meal or something. You're right. If he was black, he'd be dead by now. Yep. They're gonna give him a Happy Meal, and they're gonna try to plead insanity and all of that. You know what I mean?
Banning red flag enforcement of guns, basically keeping an anti-red flag ban is what it was. And I know that hasn't gone into effect yet, but I'm curious if this has you concerned about, Austin's ability to keep guns away from people who maybe shouldn't have them.
Well, I think I need to learn more about this instance, right? And was this gun handed to him? How was this given before I make any type of statement like that?
Do you know if he was on any drugs at the time? And then also, the press release mentioned something about him throwing a brick in someone's window from his Bible study. Do you know more about how that was called and more about the Bible study connection?
Sure. We're still looking into the drug portion of it. He could have been under the influence of narcotics. It might not necessarily be all attributed to mental illness. So we're still investigating all of that. The brick through the window is called in by somebody he had known who had
Yeah, they're trying to
claimed to
find
have had
excuse.
Bible study with him in the past.
Now it's narcotics. So 2 seconds ago it's mental illness, now it's narcotics. Find a third excuse.
They recognized him and just called, his window being vandalized, and then he left that scene and proceeded to move on.
We'll do here, Betty, and then finish here.
Yeah, Target told us to ask you guys any questions as regards to their situation. They told me today that the store is closed. Do you guys have any timeline as to when that Target will reopen?
We do not know. As soon as we cleared the scene, which we did last night, it was in their custody, so we're not holding it for any other reason. So it's up to them as to when they were to reopen.
Oh, can you elaborate the timeline when you said that he tried to steal the water truck, couldn't start it, and then he just got to the Toyota where the child's laying?
Yes. So tell me the specific incidents, the times you're looking
Yeah,
for.
so the water truck, before he got to the 4Runner, he didn't start the truck.
So the water truck.
Yo, we don't give a damn about that. He killed 3 people. So listen, this guy killed 3 people in front of a Target in Austin, Texas, and all I hear is them trying to find an alibi for this dude to plead insanity. So we'll follow this case in the future. But now I wanted to find out what was actually going on. Now, look what my man said right here. They're going to treat him to fast food or something. You right. If he was black, he'd be dead by now. So if he was black, he'd be dead by now. Listen, as soon as my man said that he was Jesus, he would be dead. You know what I mean? Soon as my man said he was Jesus, they would have shot him. You know what I'm saying? And the wildest thing about it, I did not think so. Whoever did this, I didn't think that they were going to try to make an excuse for him. So they're actually trying to make an excuse for this guy, which is crazy. You can hear it when you listen. Like, go back and listen to that whole thing I just did. You can hear them trying to make an excuse, like the whole time. Now, speaking of not making excuses, right? This right here, this actually is in the neighborhood where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? So this right here is in the neighborhood where I'm from in Philly. Now, yesterday, let me go back to this. So yesterday, put it like this. So there's different jobs available out here, right? If you go to Indeed.com, there's a lot of different jobs. A lot of y'all, this is what I noticed. 2 different companies, I've actually hired for 2 different companies. So for these 2 different companies, I could hire you. I didn't have to talk to nobody. I could hire you. I send your stuff up to HR and I can hire you, right? So I had that type of autonomy where I can hire you, right? A lot of y'all, you're like 18, 19. You don't have nothing on your resume yet. You got to find like a small job, something that you don't want to do, and you got to build up from that. So I'll repeat that again. You got to find a small job. It may be something that you don't want to do and build your resume up from there, right? I hired for 2 different companies. One I was a GM and one I was doing staffing, right? So being that said, if you, like I said, if you go on Indeed, these are jobs. It's different jobs out there. These are jobs. This right here is a nigga job. So these jobs I'm about to show you. So you got jobs and then you got nigga jobs. This right here is a nigga job.
Another armored truck robbery in the Philadelphia region, this time just outside the city in Elkins Park. Police say 2 men helped held up a Brinks employee at gunpoint and got away with nearly $1 million. Our Eva Anderson is live at the scene with what we know tonight. Good evening, Eva.
Good evening, Don. We are at Old York Road and Cheltenham Avenue, as you mentioned, just over the Philadelphia border in Elkins Park. And right behind me is a shopping center where police say it all happened. We want to get you right to this stunning surveillance video. Police say at around 10:30 this morning, two men robbed a Brinks employee at gunpoint before taking off with a huge sum of money, between $700,000 and $800,000. They say the Brinks employee had been driving alone and was about to make a delivery.
So, number one, they on the news they keep saying that this is an AR. It's not an AK. It's an AR, but that don't really mean nothing, right? Another thing, right? Let me ask you a question. This may be a controversial question. I'm gonna go back a little bit more, right? This is 10 o'clock in the morning. So let me make sure you can see this. So this happened actually at 10 a.m. in the morning, right? Now I'm gonna show you right there. See that this is actually the person in the middle there, in between the two cones. This is the Brinks car driver. Now I'm gonna ask you a controversial question, right? This is a lady right here. So this person that works for Brinks is a lady, right? Do you think this is a job for a woman to do, right? And I said it's a controversial question. So leave a comment below. Process the thought. Is this a job for a woman to do, especially walking alone? Now, when this person is walking, I'm gonna tell you, it don't matter if it's a woman or not. At this point, it don't matter, right? This is the second thing. When the Brinks driver, when they get out, when she gets out, this is not they. When she gets out, she's got like tunnel. She's like, she doesn't look to the left, to the right. I mean, you're carrying like $700,000 or something like that. I believe it's almost $1 million, right? It's over 500, almost $1 million cash. She doesn't look to the left, to the right, nothing, right? And Brinks itself, the business, I don't know why they don't actually have somebody looking, two people, somebody looking one direction and somebody looking in the other direction. Because this person, look how they run up on her from behind.
Between $700,000 and $800,000. They say the Brinks employee had been driving alone and was about to make a delivery at the bank inside H Mart when she was ambushed. Police say one man had a rifle and the other had a pistol, and they made off with the money and the employee's gun. A security guard just inside the building at the time describes the moment.
It's not a rifle, it's an AR hand pistol. And the other person had a handgun. How does the news not know this? It's an AR hand pistol, clean as day, because you can see the shoulder stump on it.
A customer ran in screaming about the
It's an
robbery.
AR pistol, not a rifle.
It's a gun. So I went outside and I found out that the Brinks employee was robbed. And I wish that she had more help. I wish she had a partner with her in the truck.
See, he said the same thing.
Your region. This time, just outside the city in Elkins Park. Police say two men held up a Brinks employee at gunpoint.
Sir, it's a gun. So I went outside and I found out that the Brinks employee was robbed. And I wish that she had more help. I wish she had a partner with her in the truck. I stopped being solo. There's a lot going on around the city. They're robbing like left and right.
Again, here is that security video. Police say they're working with their state and federal partners to investigate whether this may be connected to 4 similar armed robberies in the Philadelphia region since June. They say they found the getaway car, which they say is a black Acura with tinted windows, but they haven't found the suspects. They believe the car may have been in the lot waiting for the victim.
She has a gun on. You got to see the person coming to pull out your gun. You know what I'm saying? So she absolutely has a gun on, because Brinks drivers have a gun on, but you gotta see the person coming. So you just having a gun is not a deterrent. So you just having a gun is not a deterrent. You got to see the people to shoot them.
Arrive, and thankfully she was not
They
harmed.
ran out of
We
there.
reached out to Brinks specifically to ask about their staffing policies, as we found it shocking and concerning that there was only one person in the armored vehicle at the time. The police said that they were concerned about that as well. Brinks declined to comment on the matter. Reporting live in Elkins Park, Eva Anderson, CBS News, Philadelphia.
All right, Eva, thank you for that update. It bears mentioning one more time, this is the latest in a string of robberies targeting armored trucks. At
Oh,
least
look at the map right there. Look at the map. This all in the same area. So if you're not familiar with Philadelphia, this is the suburbs around Philadelphia. Now the criminals are fleeing to the middle of Philadelphia, so they probably from Philly most likely. Now they're trying to link all of these crimes together. To me, it's probably a bunch of different niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that all of these crimes are linked together. I think it's a bunch of different dudes doing this. You know what I mean? But look at this: July 2nd, July 15th, July 28th. First one happened in June, and then now August. Now, are they copycat crimes, or is it actually the same the person doing the same thing? So let me check out the chat real quick. So Steve says she was by herself. She should have had a partner, a man partner. So she's listen, if you're going to put two ladies, right? If you're going to put two people, right? It don't even matter. But just say you got two ladies. One should be facing the direction, like one should be like basically have her back facing the other directions. And one thing I thought about with this is, why don't they have, so you got that face, one person is facing the other direction. Do they circle the lot to see who the hell is sitting in cars? So I'll repeat that again. Do these Brinks drivers or armed car drivers, do they actually circle around and see who the hell is sitting in cars looking at them? Nobody is going to tell you to do that. You know what I mean? You got to have your own, like, a wherewithal to do something like that. You know what I mean? Because if I'm a Brinks car driver, I'm looking in cars. I'm looking at all type of scenarios around me. If I see two niggas sitting in cars, that shit won't get delivered. You know what I'm saying? If I see two niggas sitting in cars with masks on, is what I'm saying. I wouldn't get out and deliver nothing, right? So you got to be safe. These companies don't give a shit about you. Obviously, they got you carrying $1 million by yourself. So you literally carrying $1 million by yourself. So you know the company don't give a shit about you. You know what I mean? You got $1 million by yourself. Just think about that. Or don't be in a big ass truck that says Brinks truck, being like an armored car. They might need to do that. They might need to do some type of armored car, because it's a big ass truck that says rob me on it. So if you driving a Brinks truck, it's a big ass rob me truck. They can even follow. Listen, if you start out, I'm gonna give you an example. This say you coming from downtown, they could follow you. This is at the end of Broad Street. What has happened? They could follow you all the way. You know that this Brinks big ass box of milk ass Brinks truck is going to have money in it, and they're going to pick up money. They could have even just followed this person. They may have not even planned this. You can see the trucks driving down the street every day and just follow it. So they probably, who knows if this was even planned, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Now, they haven't caught these dudes yet. To me, that's why they keep doing more crimes. So they haven't caught none of these people yet. So they're gonna keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? to me, what they should do, you know, this might be a controversial topic too. What they should do is, you know, these guns, they should make switches legal. Cause you go get your license to carry, and I can't put a switch on my shit legally. You know what I'm saying? I want the switches legally. You know what I'm saying? On my shit, they ride around with switches and shit. You know, if you a law-abiding citizen, you should be able to put a switch on your shit too. So that's one of them shits I don't understand either. We can't put the switch on our shit, but all of these dudes, they got the switch on everything. They got a switch on a fucking water gun. They got switches on every damn thing. Let's see something. So yo, stupid people get stupid rewards. So stupid criminals get stupid rewards, but not right now because they got away with $1 million. So they got a stupid $1 million for doing this crime, and they haven't caught them yet. Now, speaking of stupid rewards, where do you see what I'm about to put up here? So speaking of stupid rewards and doing stupid things after you get the rewards, check this out. So speaking of stupid rewards, look at this dumb motherfucker right here. So former USPS carrier pleads guilty for stealing checks and cashing them from the mail. So a postal worker pleads guilty for stealing checks. Now, this is a she. At first I thought it was he, but this is actually a she. Not a he, she. This is a straight up she. Her.
Carrier pleads guilty, accused of stealing checks and credit cards out of the mail.
KCAL News assignment editor Mike Rogers is at the desk. Mike, she is accused of just living a lavish lifestyle off the stolen funds.
Yeah, and then flaunting it all over Instagram, according to federal investigators who have now secured a guilty plea from this woman who worked at the Torrance post office. We'll show you some of the photos that they've released through court documents. This is just one of the checks she is alleged to have stolen, a $45,000 check. This happened over the course between 2022 and 2025, when they say that she would steal checks and credit cards out of the mail, then brag about it on social media. There you see one of the photos from her.
Look at her. So she's stealing checks out of the mail. She worked. This is a postal worker. You know, if you
on
just
social
put in
media. There you see one of the photos from her Instagram.
So she's stealing checks out of the mail, and she's going shopping and doing all type of things. So I'm gonna rewind back a little bit. Look at the check. She's stealing $45,000 checks from United States citizens. So from you.
Check. This happened over the course plea from this woman who worked at the Torrance post office. We'll show you some of the photos that they've released through court documents. This is just one of the checks she is alleged to have stolen, a $45,000 check. This happened over the course between 2022 and 2025, when they say that she would steal checks and credit cards out of the mail, then brag about it on social media. There you see one of the photos from her Instagram account, and she was then caught on several different security cameras buying things using the alleged stolen goods. An Apple store, you saw that, Home Depot, where she was apparently purchasing a rug. All of this obtained by federal investigators, but then a lot of it also obtained from her Instagram account, where she would post things like this, walking out with luxury high-end bags from this local stores. Now, they accuse her of also giving some of the money to some of her co-conspirators, which they allege that then would cash some of the checks. You see the large stacks of money. Again, a lot of these coming from her own.
Yo, so look at this stack of money. So her dumb ass was putting stacks of money on social media. You gotta be kidding me. Her dumb ass was putting stacks of money on social media. Yep. So she looked like a young boy. Yeah, she do. She looked like she about in middle school or something like that. And she was getting them. Mind you, the only way she got caught is she was posting this shit on social media. So that's the only way she got caught.
Social media accounts that investigators were able to seize. They also were able to use some backtracking of data and text messages to get some of the information as well. She did plead guilty to that one count of postal fraud, or of mail fraud rather, bank fraud, I should say. And they're also have her in custody as well. She's been in custody now for the last several months, ever since she was arrested late last year on these charges. Guys.
Wow. All right, Mike. Thank you.
Yo, so Shorty is out. So you can't listen. You can't go to the market. So look at these 3 cases, right? You can't go to the market. You can't even get your mail. So this is Target, the post office. What else? So Target. So this is 3 things, right? Because remember, the Brinks truck was actually at the H Mart, which is that's a Korean H Mart is actually a Korean supermarket. So you can't go to your little H Mart, you can't get your mail, people are stealing your checks, and you can't even go to Target and buy your Target stuff, right? What's next? So you can't go to H Mart, you can't go to Target. What's next? We about to see. So what's next? What's next? U-Haul. So notice how a lot of these crimes this week. I think I need some water. Notice how these crimes are linked to businesses. So listen, notice how all of these crimes are directly linked to businesses. So let's check out this one.
HP Lab Group Processing Center are concerned about their safety.
You don't know what's going to happen the next day now?
Those fears growing after an alleged break-in at the cannabis center around 1:30 Friday morning. An on-duty Hazel Park cop got wind of the incident because of a cloud of smoke and debris seen in the area. It led her near the center, and this is what she saw.
Observed a U-Haul truck go past her, traveling away at a higher rate of speed. She also observed a hole in the side of the building.
Now, yo, this is in Detroit. Now, notice how this is free marketing for all of these companies.
Obviously, B&E had occurred.
And holy smokes, that's not all. The marijuana center security guard on patrol from his car was kidnapped.
When he was approached by several armed individuals that removed him from the vehicle at gunpoint. The security officer was then duct taped. His hands were duct taped. His mouth was also duct taped, and he was placed back into his own vehicle.
The suspects moved the car to another location, but the guard was able to break free.
The officer who was able to unbound himself and walk back to the parking lot.
In the meantime, a police pursuit to stop the U-Haul continued into Detroit onto I-94.
The Chalmers area exited, and the vehicle finally stopped where the suspects had fled on foot.
A short time later, police say these 2 suspects were taken into custody.
Those persons,
yo, look at these niggas,
are being charged with unlawful.
Yo. So if you ever come from planet Mars, right? And you say, what does somebody look like that would ram a freaking U-Haul truck through a legal cannabis store? This picture is going to pop up. 2 niggas. Listen, what's their rap name? What's a rap name for both of them? Ramen noodle and soap. That's their rap names. Top Ramen and Dove soap. Oh my God, yo. Yo, y'all, are y'all dumb, stupid, or what? So you got Top Ramen and Dove soap right there, right? What you went for? Yeah, we ran the motherfucking U-Haul truck through the weed store. But what was you gonna do with the weed? We was gonna smoke it. We was just gonna smoke it. They probably wasn't even gonna sell the weed. You know what I'm saying? Now, at least the dudes with the Brink truck got away with $1 million. What was these dudes gonna do? Right? My man, like, what are y'all gonna do? What was y'all gonna do, man? I don't even want to see the rest of this one. Now, I'm gonna show you something really scary. That's what she said, right? That's what he said to her. But listen, this right here, I'm gonna show you something really scary. If you sensitive, if you got kids, this is the one right here. You might not want to watch this one. So you might not want to watch this one I'm about to put up. Now, before I even play this, I'm gonna try to show you this person's face.
Screen, that's Solomon Galligan. He's a transgender woman who now.
So this dude is claiming to be a woman. I don't know what's going on out here, bro. Look at this picture right here, right? So leave a comment below. What do you think this person did? So my man right here, what do you think this person did, right? I'm gonna leave this up on the screen, right? Obviously, it's on the screen, right? So this person is claiming to be a woman. This is a nigga. So this is a nigga claiming to be a woman, right? This person is a sex offender, right? Let me see what Steve said. He's definitely the Walking Dead. He snatched up a child. I seen this story a couple weeks ago. Don't give it away, Steve. Don't give it away. So this dude right here is a sex offender. I'm not even going to play the rest of this story. But all I got to say is beware. That's all I got to say is be safe out here. This dude is a sex offender. Let me ask you, I'm going to play the story. I'll play it.
Sex offender will escape prosecution after he allegedly tried to kidnap a child from a Colorado schoolyard. Now, this is due to a controversial law that is driving some fierce criticism. Alexis McAdams has the details for us. Good morning, Alexis.
Hi, Dana. So yeah, this is going on out in Colorado, right outside of Denver, where the suspect could be back out in the streets any day after the court says the registered sex offender cannot face charges. Why? Because they say he's mentally ill. There he is on your screen. That's Solomon Galligan. He's a transgender woman who now reportedly goes by Carmen. Galligan was arrested last year after he was caught on camera and accused of trying to
Hold on. Because I'm about to say something. Hold up.
Kidnap a child near an elementary school in Colorado. You can see it there on your screen. We kind of freeze it, but here he comes running by. The kids are running away, screaming for help. As investigators say, Galligan was able to grab one kid before he slipped away. The family of one of the children who was targeted, Dana, is demanding justice to stop this from happening again.
And I want to be a community advocate, not only for what happened to my son and his friends, but also for the community at large. Because,
I'm going to tell you this. See how this dude is trying to use this gray area law to plead insanity. Gotta put a bullet in him. Sorry. Gotta put the bullet, the silver bullet. Gotta put a bullet in him. You know what I'm saying?
things like this affect us all in the community.
So, according to local reports, this was not the transgender suspect's first arrest. The 33-year-old's family says to reporters that Galligan's been in and out of jail so many times for more than a decade. And even with a history of serious offenses like assault, the law in Colorado says the case has to be dismissed if the person is, quote, non-restorable. But the assistant district attorney
crazy.
himself says that law has to be updated.
Yo, while they're trying to update that law, y'all might have to go rogue out there, put the law into your own hands. Cause I'm gonna tell you, right? I'm gonna tell you. This is why the fuck would you let him out? This is insane. I agree. Now, I'm gonna tell you, since he wants to use this gray area law and still go at the kids, you need to use the gray area silver bullet. You need to use the gray and silver bullet. If you the parents, if you one of them parents out there, oh man. Now, this is what I'm saying is what you need to do allegedly. I'm not telling you to go do this, but allegedly, hypothetically, I would be riding around in my car looking for this dude. 100. You know what I'm saying? So allegedly, hypothetically, whatever way you want to cut the cake, since this dude wants to use gray area laws to attack children, then I'm going to use a gray area AR bullet to find this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, hypothetically. Whatever way you want to cut the fucking pie. But listen, make sure you're safe out here. All type of lunatics. All type of lunatics. Want to give a shout out to Steve, Philly Steve. You know what I'm saying? Give a shout out. We got more news coming. Now, make sure on the bottom there, make sure you like, share, subscribe. And also, let me put this up there. I should have put this up there first. Listen, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Support us. I got more news. I want you to interact. Now, when I do this news, I want to interact with you. I don't want to sit and talk to myself all day, every day, right? Which pretty much what YouTube is. But it's a lot of sickos out here. Also, too, I'm going to be trying to look for job information to put up here. You know what I'm saying? Especially like y'all young cats. Instead of robbing people, go get a job, right? Just go try to make a couple dollars out here legally. You know what I mean? Because your time is going to run out, and you don't want to be sitting in jail butt naked eating cheese sandwiches with ramen noodles falling on the floor. You know what I mean? Go get a job. And this is hoodactionnews.com. It's your boy Post. I'm out. See you next time.